good things happening on main streets and downtowns across the Magnolia State. So today we're highlighting what's happening downtown this weekend. It is brought to you by the Mississippi Main Street Association. And don't forget, you can always go to msmainstreet.com/calendar to get more information on upcoming events. And Saturday is the 1st of October. Literally, it's the 1st of October. And there are a ton of festivals to get the family to, starting off on Loblolly Festival and Car Show in Baldwin, Mississippi. Man, they are excited for the 46th annual Loblolly Festival and the awesome car show. You're going to have craft vendors, food, bingo, kids corner, live music, and of course, the car show. It starts at 10, but if you want to register your car, that's going to start at 8 a.m. And then the judging of the car show will start at noon, so you won't want to miss that. And then in the Pine Belt, there in Hattiesburg, you've got the historic Mobile Street Renaissance Festival. It is returning for its 17th year. It's actually kicking off on Friday, September the 30th, and then obviously Saturday, October the 1st. I'm going to get October. I'm not used to saying it yet. It's a 2-day event, and it's going to offer live music, art exhibits, and a variety of vendors. You're going to have book signings, a block party, and more on Mobile Street and the surrounding area. You got everything from gospel, R&B, and a blues stage. And then you got Children's Village. There's a talent show, a pageant, a bike show, and plenty of games. Not to mention, they've got a pound cake and a sweet potato pie contest. I'm going to need to know who wins both here on Good Things with Samples. And then moving on to Nettleton Town Creek Festival. It was established in 2013. The festival is going to start at like 8 a.m. with a soapbox derby. That should be a lot of fun. And they'll have entertainment throughout the day with food. They're going to have their local arts and crafts and kids entertainment. And Nettleton Main Street also serves adult bubblies. There's a beer day. Beginning at 4 p.m. on the Town Creek and the Town Creek pageant winners. They're going to be showcased at the festival as well. So lots of good things going on. In Vicksburg, you got a different kind of bike festival going on. You got the 12th annual Bricks and Spokes coming up Saturday in downtown Vicksburg. If you like to ride bikes, you can choose between 10, 23, 30, 50, and even 62-mile routes. So there's definitely a bike route for everybody. Each route will take you over the old Mississippi River Bridge. How fun is that? And into the flatland of Louisiana, through the rolling hills of Vicksburg. That's where you're going to get your workout in. Into the Vicksburg National Military Park. If you've never taken a bike ride through that or over the bridge, it's really something unique and special. It is the only opportunity for participants to ride across the old Mississippi River Bridge and then take a spin through the history of the Vicksburg National Military Park, all in one ride. And they say all bikes, road bikes, mountain bikes, triathlon bikes, tandem bikes, you name it, and all skill levels are welcome. So if you want more information on that, then you can go to the Vicksburg Main Street Association's page. Now, today we're going to highlight, too, the Loblolly Festival. It's in Laurel. It's held annually on the first Saturday in October, and it celebrates Laurel's heritage as a small mill town. I'm going to get it right. And joining us to tell us a little bit more is Keri and Rodney Rowell. Hey, guys.
Hey.
I'm so happy to have you here. There's so much going on this weekend on our main streets. It's just hard to think that anybody would be bored in the state of Mississippi. But I know you guys in Laurel, y'all are gearing up for the Loblolly Festival. Number one, love the name. So give us a little history about this annual festival that happens in October every year.
Okay, we're so excited too. We have been doing Loblolly Festival for quite a while now. I think almost about 15 years at this point, which I feel like it has just absolutely flown by. At first, it was called Main Street Festival, and then we rebranded the festival to Loblolly Festival, and it is named after the loblolly pine. So the loblolly pine tree is a big deal in Laurel, as we were the town that timber built. That's kind of like one of our little taglines that we have, because Laurel was really founded on the basis of industry. We are a sawmill town. We always have been. And Eastman Gardner Lumber Company was one of the first sawmills in town. Even our mall is called Sawmill Square Place, I think, is what it's called. So the loblolly pine is definitely the fitting thing to name our festival after.
So will there be any, I guess, sawmill type activities? I'm thinking lumberjacks and who can, bust wood the fastest. I mean, we're fixing to be in fireplace season. It seems like it'd be a good jump start.
A little bit, yes. So we do have Mr. Loblolly. He is the Loblolly Lumberjack, and he will be walking around from about 10 to 1 throughout the festival so people can do a little meet and greet and get pictures with him. And then one of our favorite vendors that we have every single year, his name is Dayton Scoggins. He is a chainsaw artist, and he does live demonstrations of his chainsaw sculptures. And that's a really cool thing that happens every year. We've also got a lot of actual woodworkers that are vendors this year. So we try to prioritize those, people who are artists and makers.
Well, I think it's really cool if you've never seen someone take a chainsaw to a piece of wood and then create something out of it right in front of your eyes, you're missing out because you'll look at it and you'll say, there's no way that a bear or a fish or, whatever it is that they're trying to create is going to come from a chainsaw. And then by the end of it, you're like, well, there it is. How did they see that? It's kind of like ice sculpting too. It's real interesting.
Yes.
So what else is going to be going on? I know it's not just all about the sawmill or sort of woods. There's also the festival sort of vibe to it as well for families. So if I've got my kiddos, strapped in, what's up for them?
I can answer that. There's one the cool thing about it is the food. There's tons of fair type food, from your corn dogs and your ice cream, and so much great food. Usually there's places doing home cooked barbecue, and all the restaurants are open, usually with special things going on. So there's a lot of you can enjoy a lot of great food. They have a kids area. I mean, an amazing place for kids to play, even the smallest children. They've also got a lot of kids-friendly food, too, for Loblolly, because sometimes you have picky kids that don't want to eat just anything. There's lots of things they can have. Probably one of the best parts about Loblolly, if you live in Laurel, you run into people that you haven't seen in years. It's kind of like a big family reunion. And since Hometown happened, we meet literally hundreds of people every year that venture to Laurel just to experience Loblolly. We've actually met people today from Kentucky and as far away as, I believe, Vermont that are here to experience our Loblolly Festival.
That's really neat. Okay, and there's no entry fee, right? But are there gates? So does it kick off? How does it get started on Saturday?
Right. So it is a free event. It's rain or shine, but it does look like we're going to have some good weather this weekend. So it is spread out all over the streets of downtown Laurel. So literally at 9 o'clock when the festival starts, you can just walk on in and you're going to see vendors, tents everywhere. So probably we've got a lot of great parking lots in Laurel that are kind of outer lots that would be easy to park in, even as far as the mall if people wanted to walk. But I will say, as Laurel Main Street, we have posted a map on our social media and our website. So if anybody needs help figuring out where to go, that is a good place to find it.
Do you know if there's still time to maybe get a small boutique hotel or maybe an Airbnb or something if we want to make the trip for the first time and maybe stay overnight and make a whole weekend out of it in Laurel?
Absolutely. Loblolly Festival is the perfect time to make an entire weekend in Laurel. We've got a lot of great little Airbnbs, bed and breakfast. We have some good hotels as well. So it's really the perfect time to come for the whole weekend. And on Sunday, while not all of our businesses are open, we have an incredible art museum. It's the Lauren Rogers Museum of Art. That is a great day thing to do, but there are some businesses and restaurants that are open as well, and the weather has been so pretty. It would be a good time to walk around our historic district, too.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you guys just refurbish, rebuild, or redo a kid's playground or park or somewhere right there near downtown in Laurel?
Yes, that's correct. So it's Trustmark Art Park, and it is in the heart of downtown Laurel. It is by Trustmark Bank. It's at the intersection of North Magnolia Street and Oak Street, and it has got a hill with little slides that kids can slide down on. It's got nice shady trees, and it's covered in turf. So that's actually where we're going to have some of our junior entrance to our annual Scarecrow invasion. So this weekend, all, if not all of our businesses are putting out really awesome scarecrows for people to see at Loblolly and then vote on their favorite. And there are some kids' entries, and those will be in the Trustmark Art Park for viewing. Well,
speaking of favorites, I know that your Lot Furniture, which is y'all's company there on Main Street, was Merchant of the Year in 2018. Can y'all hang with us and tell us a little bit about your small business there on Main Street?
Yes. This company is one of the oldest.
Well, hold on. We're going to go to break. And just to remind you that you can find all the information on all the upcoming events over at msmainstreet.com/calendar. But we've got more coming up. And while I had Keri and Rodney Rowell of Lot Furniture on with us today talking about the Loblolly Festival that is coming up on Saturday, I noted, too, guys, where in October of 1917, when both of y'all were with us in Laurel, that the Lot Furniture store got started. And I thought, man, what a staple there on Main Street and for small business in Mississippi. So I'd love to hear that story.
Yes, I'm glad to share that story. Lot Furniture opened right here where we are still located today in 1917. When Mr. Lot first opened the stores, he used to deliver furniture out to the last of the lumber mills before they kind of all went out. And eventually, by 1960, he had 11 furniture stores around the state of Mississippi, and 3 of them still exist today. Our store, Forest, Mississippi, and the store in Macomb, Mississippi, are still open. The owners have changed hands from Mr. Lott to the owners now, but it's still the same warm, friendly family furniture store like you've always been going to all your life here in Laurel.
So the Loblolly Festival is to celebrate the heritage of the sawmill town that was Laurel. Did that really lend it to Mr. Lott having the resources he needed to create furniture there in his shop? I mean, it feels like he was connected to the source.
Yes, ma'am. I think in Laurel's early years, Laurel had a lot of merchants move and invest in Laurel. Entrepreneurs moved to Laurel from other cities and invested in the city and built beautiful homes and businesses downtown. And when the lumber industry began to fade in the middle of the last century, a lot of those men left and went back to bigger cities. But what they left here in Laurel is a huge tribute to what we once were when the city was founded. We were like one of the first stops on the Crescent Line out of New Orleans when it was built back in the day. I believe they started putting lumber on those trains before the line was even finished all the way to New York. So yeah, we were pretty much the lumber capital of the whole United States around the turn of the last century.
That's really cool. And I know there's so many homes within Mississippi, particularly there in Laurel, historic ones and beyond, that have pieces of Lot Furniture in there. They were heirloom items that people passed down. I know even within my family who live up that way in Clark County and beyond know about Lot Furniture. I know a lot's changed over the last 100 years or so, probably in the way the business works, but there's probably some things that are still the same. So if you walk into Lot Furniture today, what can you get, or what would you expect?
Well, Lot Furniture today still looks like it did many, many years ago. It's a historic building. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't think I've realized it until in recent years. So many people point out to me how gorgeous the store is. But it's the old Laurel building that's been here so long. And today's Lot Furniture is different. We have a design center now. We can do custom pieces for people. The furniture industry is changing. In fact, I fear small family furniture businesses losing to all the big box stores that are moving in now. And so if you are listening, please support your family shops. It is so important. The money you spend in family shops goes back and builds your community like nothing else will. If you have a butcher shop, go see them, your furniture stores, any local businesses. I think it's very important to learn from our past, and as we push forward through the years, make sure we take care of our families.
Well, they definitely don't make furniture like they used to, right? I mean, I think we all have those quality pieces. My great aunt passed down hard rock maple, and if you set a teacup or a coffee cup or something on it without having a coaster, man, you were going to see Jesus quick, or she at least was going to make you feel like you were going to meet him in an instant. And so, you usually find more quality when you shop in your local stores as well.
That's true. And not only that, people who own the small businesses, they stay with you after the sale. It's not, you walk out and they're with you for as long as you shop with them. And also talking about the old pieces, I still have people come in asking about wardrobes. Many older homes didn't have many closets, and people have more things now than ever. So for years, wardrobes were a big seller here. So many people, when they buy their home, will buy a wardrobe to hang clothes in, store blankets, and that's an item that doesn't really exist anymore unless you go to an antique shop. So it's funny how times have changed. But the people who have those wardrobes that were sold here for 100 years, they're treasures. They're heirlooms.
Well, I think, too, and just our small businesses that have weathered the test of time, like Lot Furniture over 100 years, it says something, too. It also says something about our main streets and what it means to keep those alive and sort of thriving. And so if we are coming out to the Loblolly Festival, will you guys be open, or can we just get a good peek in the window, or what will that be like?
Yes, ma'am, we will be here. We can't wait. And to follow up on what you just said, it doesn't speak so much for the businesses. It does. Also, the communities that support the businesses are the reason they last. Nothing has more power than us with where we go and who we shop and who we support. So I think that speaks to a lot of our Laurel community to keep a business open for over 100 years to support it. Not just us being here. We're just the caretakers. They're the ones that have kept us here. But, yes, we cannot wait. If you come by, I will be here all day Saturday. If you're a history buff, I'll be glad to talk about old Laurel history the best I can recall and point you around town, even maybe give you some tips on my favorite food. So be sure and come by Lot Furniture and check out the old store and meet us. We'd love to see you. But most of all, plan for an exciting day. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. I appreciate your time and sticking with us here on Good Things, and I look forward to hearing all the wonderful things that happen this weekend. It's going to be a great time.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All righty, there you go. You may have one of those lot wardrobes hanging around in your house or maybe in your grandmother's house. I mean, I'm telling you that hardwood maple or hard rock maple is what she would say. That is hard rock maple, sweetie. Go and get a coaster, but with those stark eyes and that kind of look and it would leave like a ring or sort of mark, and they don't make furniture like they used to.